O.P.P. Other people's progress, other people's problems, other people's pockets. Why do we care? Why do we sweat? Why do we hate? Live from the Burbs starts
Now.
now. Greetings to the world and happy Friday evening. It's Friday, right?
It is.
The way these days blur together in this quarantine COVID season, COVID year.
Hello, everyone.
Sometimes I can't tell if it's Friday or Saturday or what day it is, but happy Friday to you. Happy Friday to you, my dear.
Friday to you too, love.
It's the Mr. and Mrs. coming to you live once again. Hope everyone had a safe, restful, productive, whatever you needed the week to be. I hope it was that for you. How was your week?
My week was wonderful.
It's
getting better as the school year goes on. You get into your little groove.
And as the holidays roll in.
And the holidays are rolling in.
I'm
and this is my favorite holiday, so I'm excited.
The teachers are starting to take like little time off here and there.
True.
Teachers coming up ill.
Yeah.
Or maybe just tired of dealing with our kids. And sometimes we ourselves can get. But
I love it.
I can't believe the holiday season is already like here.
Yes.
As much as people hate 2020, it's almost over. And on to whatever is next. We're entering the season of giving and getting. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight, in a way. What other people get? What other people have? Why do we obsess over what other people have? I went to high school with a guy. He was like one of these, like, he reminded me of like Ice Cube in Higher Learning. When he's kind of like elder statesman dudes, big shout out to Just. And he always he had this saying. He was like, what the next man eat, don't make me, I'll paraphrase, go to the bathroom. And I always found that like real wise and really insightful of him. It's like, why should I sweat what's going in somebody else's mouth when that's not feeding me, that's not sustaining me, that's not going to make my stomach movements any different? But why? Especially in this day and age. You know, we grew up with, I think in our parents' day and age, it was called Keeping Up with the Joneses. Or the Johnsons or the Jenkins or whoever you was keeping up with. In this age of social media, we've taken things to another level in terms of how deeply into people's business we're able to get, how much we're able to observe of and perceive of what people have, because a lot of it's just perception.
It is.
It look like people are living a certain way.
You think people are happy just because they have a picture or they went on a trip and you perceive that they're in a good place. It's a glimpse in time. It's a moment, a snapshot in time.
Absolutely. And the crazy thing is that snapshot in time, though, can make some of us feel some kind of way. Like we actually sit there and look at what other people are doing. And I guess in a way we use that as a measuring stick for ourselves and what we're doing. And people get tight about things that got nothing to do with them.
People do.
And that's fascinating to me. And that's something that, that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So why do people, you think, pay such close note to what other people are doing? And not just paying close note, not just observing, but taking an active, like, you feel something about it. Like they get involved, they judge, and they can get angry, they can get sad, they can feel something about something's going on.
Or you can motivate the next person. So it can go both ways. It can go good or bad.
That's a positive. That's a positive.
I think you can motivate someone else to do something that they wouldn't, what they were waiting to do. You can probably motivate somebody to do something a lot quicker. Why people worry so much about what other people do and say, I have no clue. Besides, it's just human nature to always wonder what your fellow man is doing and wonder if you're up to speed on what's going on, right? So it's a measurement of where you are and how you're doing. I think people measure themselves on where they are in society by where their peers are.
Now that makes sense to me because, well, you know, I'm a competitive person. I'm a hyper competitive person.
Yes.
But the thing is, like, I don't see life as a competition. I see, like, you know, I like sports. I like games. I like business. I like different things where it's like, all right, it's all right to try to excel or do better than the next person in certain arenas and certain whatever. In life in general, though, it's like I can't really gauge my progress based on someone else, because what makes one person happy to me doesn't necessarily mean it's going to make me happy.
Absolutely.
So I can't say, oh, such and so has this car. Well, I can see a car, but like, yeah, when you're a kid playing, that's my car. You can do that. But after a while, it's like, all right, really? Because
but what if you don't even like that car?
Because that person got the new fill in the blank thing before I got it. If I really want it, then I'll, figure out my way. And
does that make you any less than that person that you got it a year later, 6 months later, than that person? Does it make you any less of a person?
I don't think so.
I don't think.
But I don't think it's ever about being less of a person. It's something.
I don't think it changed the quality of your achievements or who you are or what you've done or how you're growing, as long as you achieve your goals in your time the way God intended it to be.
So why do you think it is that human beings tend to do that, looking at each other? And so I'm wondering, like, is there something biological in that? Is it like baked into us? It's
just to measure your.
Is this what separates us from animals? Like, do lions and tigers and fish and birds hate on each other?
No. Their brains aren't big
right?
enough.
They compete.
Their brains
it's like,
aren't big enough.
You're going to eat me or I'm going to eat you in that natural sense.
They compete to reproduce, but not
as
for.
Do we.
And
as
they
do we.
compete to take over the
and
family or things like that.
9 kids in, we've won that one.
No.
But no, seriously, I mean, I get competition. But then, okay, so there's like a line, I think, when competition starts to become like a unhealthy obsession. So if everything has to be like, okay, I have this car, you have to have that car. You date this girl, I got to date this girl. I've had like conflicts with friends, made nameless, over that kind of thing. It's like, and you see it a lot with, I guess, you see it in famous circles. The rappers always seem to be dating the same woman. It's like what y'all found. It's like it's millions of people out there, but y'all all dating the same exact person, right? If you find that happening in your life as like a regular civilian, that you and your man's is dating the same people, your man's is doing you dirty or he's doing you dirty, or you doing him dirty. I say it twice.
Something's going wrong.
Somebody doing somebody dirty.
Obviously, something's gone wrong.
Because like there's too many fish out there. But that competition can cause a person to like, okay, whatever you got, I gotta have it too. That to me is when it goes to an unhealthy place. We start, that movie.
You don't say remember that movie.
I can't say remember that movie when talking to my wife because her upbringing was not like mine or like a lot of people's. Somehow she missed out on most movies that were popular, prevalent, relevant. She didn't see E.T.
It wasn't. I was reading, guys.
She didn't see E.T.
I wasn't watching.
That's all I gotta say.
My parents didn't.
She still confuses Star Trek and Star Wars.
That's okay.
Which annoys me to no end. But
but it happens.
One of the compromises in marriage. So I can't make pop culture references like Single White Female and her know what that is. It's a movie about a lady who was obsessed with another lady and she tried to end up living and taking her life. Right?
Anyway.
Okay. So when it gets to that level, that's to me when it becomes too much. Actually, take it a step back. I think when the realities of somebody else's life that has nothing to do with you, that doesn't affect you, right? So to me, it's logical to kind of have feelings about maybe what your children are doing. Or if you're a child, to have feelings about what your parents are doing because their livelihood is interlinked with yours. If it's a parent, they're taking care of you. If it's a kid, I made you, I want to see you do X, Y, Z. When it comes to a friend, an acquaintance, a relative that does not live with you, who's like, why do people get in their feelings and obsessed about what those people are doing? Right?
That's a good question.
Whoever Aunt Molly date, that's her business. I mean, that's her business. Whatever lifestyle people who don't live in your house choose to live, live and let live.
I think people, family members, I mean, you take part ownership of what your family members are doing because it's your family, right? You want them all to be doing great, wonderful things that you approve of so you can brag about your family as a whole. And if you think someone is doing something that is not approvable, then it is discerning. So you're not too proud of that. You're not too happy about that. So it becomes a conversation of angst and a little distress and a little confrontational just because it's not approved by the majority. But I feel like social media didn't start this, but it definitely is. It helped amplified it because people have been talking about people since before telephones. Okay, people have been gossiping about family members, friends, everything, and trying to keep up with the next person and what they're doing before social media ever existed. So this is it's just now magnified it and amplified it. So now that it's just more attention. So you got more time to pay attention to what the next person is doing. Where before it was only if you saw it or if you caught it or you heard it. But even then, it was still quite frequent. Still now, we can spend days and hours just going through people's business,
Going through
people's
lives
feeds and all their social media platforms.
Now, I want to pick up on something you said because you said something that makes sense to me. That you want your family members in a way are a reflection of you. So therefore, you want them to represent accordingly and be doing well. Now, what about instances when family members have the adverse effect? They get angry when you're doing well. I think you've seen this. I've seen this. Had different experiences with it. But sometimes there's certain people close in your circle who don't like to see you doing well.
That's true. That is true. That is true.
Now, what?
But that's everywhere, whether family or not family, right? You can have neighbors, friends, associates.
I had an instance today.
And coworkers.
Coworkers. I was in a meeting today. I'm not gonna call out what level of the coworker it was, but I was acknowledged with something, got a little award or comeuppance, and this person just kept like saying the thing like over and over again, almost like I'm making another movie reference, like okay, Forrest Gump. You saw Forrest Gump. Okay, so when Lieutenant Dan, how he was feeling about Forrest getting the Medal of Honor, they gave you the Medal of Honor. They gave you it was that kind of thing, and she was like, "I'm not hating, but." And as soon as somebody
and that's
says,
the initial. That lets you know
says,
somebody is hating because they said I'm not hating, but right, just like when they say no disrespect, and that means the person's about to be disrespectful. No offense, but come on. So brace yourself. You're about to be offended. Yeah, that's totally unnecessary, and those things people are learning. I feel now people are more speaking up on how they feel. Social media is now given that platform. Where as long as it's through a screen and it's not face to face, people feel freer to say certain things that they wouldn't say to your face, although it's still to you, right? So I feel like it gives a certain disconnection. Yeah, it gives a certain disconnection where you would not normally be disrespectful in front of me in my presence, but via this connection, people feel a little bit more comfortable because they can hang up and you can be gone, right? And they feel freer to say something that might be offensive or disrespectful or a little bit begrudging or hateful. But you could see that even famous people are dealing with that. Oh, I didn't like how you said this joke or this comment that was offensive.
Shout out to Kevin Hart.
And it's like,
I feel like Kevin Hart.
This is my job. I don't.
Kevin Hart has a target on his back now. Kevin can't do right now without people just coming down and coming after him. They did similar to Dave Chappelle, but I feel like Dave Chappelle doesn't really care.
No.
And somewhere deep down inside, Kevin cares, and it hurts him. Y'all need to stop getting on Kevin. Now,
Kevin needs to stop caring.
Now, when we talk about like people cheering you on, wanting you to do well, do you think it's possible that people want you to do well, but to a certain point where you're not going too far past what they themselves are doing? Like, I want you to do good as long as you're not doing too much better than me.
Well, certainly.
Is this something
right? So you got to think about it. Your true friends have your best intentions in mind. Your true and loving family have your best intentions, and they want you to shoot the lights out no matter what. Situational friends, right? Circumstantial friends.
Situational friends.
Yeah, I call them situational friends because those friends are only there for certain situations. They're only there for certain situations. They're there only to watch you do bad or drama or stuff like that, and they're around for it and they eat it up. Okay, those are situational friends. They ain't real friends.
I've learned a new term.
Yeah, you sure enough did. But
shout out to the situational friends.
Seriously, because they're
Whoever
only
they
there.
are, you know who you
Y'all
are.
know who y'all is. You there for the drama. Always there for the drama. There for the tea, sipping the whole time. Like, ooh, what? And you don't hear from them no other time until there's some drama. Okay? Or something going on. There might be some situational family members too. Sure, what you talking about? But but at the end of the
Ain't
day,
into my business.
at the end of the day, it's about understanding who's really there cheering you on and who's really there just observing. At the end of the day, and just knowing your surroundings via um, personal or via in person or via this connection, this internet connection via social media or however we have to deal with or interact with people. I think now there's more people trying to do their best to do their own thing, and a lot of people are getting flack for it because they're trying to break the mold and do things that are different, that are against the norm.
Breaking people's expectations. So on that note about expectations and kind of what I was saying about people wanting you to kind of level up with them but not pass them by too much. One of my favorite phrases in like woke circles or people speaking pro-blackness is we were all kings and queens back in Africa. And I say, yeah, no, we weren't. Somebody was the king and queen. Somebody was cleaning the throne room. Someone was giving haircuts. And there was a lot of subjects, right? Everybody wasn't a king and queen. So even in that, people got to like make reference to like everyone was great, everyone was awesome. Like everyone had the same station in life. Like,
right?
no,
it's
they
not
don't.
that we all have the same station in life. I don't think that's what the term means or what it refers to. I feel like that you should all treat each other like kings and queens. That we should all reference and see ourselves as royalty because we have been treated unlike royalty and we've been treating ourselves unlike royalty, and that we should appreciate each other more is how I see those terms being, how I see those terms when they're used towards me or in reference to someone else. I don't see it as, oh yeah, you could have been a lineage to a king or queen, although you could have been. I just see it as
be the best you.
It's
Be
basically
the best
be
you
the
and
be
be an
self-respecting
upstanding person.
and be an upstanding, self-respecting
Right?
person. I respect you. You respect me. You are a king. I am a queen. I respect you as such. Right? That's how I see it to be. Not literally.
I see there's a lot of kings and queens and not enough castles and that. If everybody's giving the orders, then who's taking them? Right? It's almost like now, and it's going to be a little hypocritical of me because here I am on the screen broadcasting at people. But if we were all doing this, then who's watching? If we're all broadcasting, if we're all doing our whatever.
Even if we're all doing this, we'll all be watching.
We're watching ourselves.
We'll all be watching. Because you always want to see what the next person's doing, right? So we're all still watching.
I don't even watch me, truth be told. But that's why it's live. I do it and I'm done. And you know, sometimes we get the highlights and the people doing the reels for us and all that. I don't like listening to myself. I do a podcast in the world. I don't listen to that either. No, with my producer here that I don't listen to it. I do listen to it, Anthony. I turn it on.
I listen to it.
I turn it on. I got my kids and my mom listening to it, but I don't like listening to my own voice. I said it. Yeah. Kind of move on to the next thing. You're too funny. I think we got a family member in the booth, and not a situational family member. No. Oh, this is a real good family member.
A real family member.
All right, here she comes, Joannie.
Hi guys. Can you hear me?
Land that helicopter. We couldn't hear you because we have our snazzy new lavalier plugged in. And
we
the
can hear you
jack
now.
won't allow us to do listen and talk.
Yeah, we got to get one of these handy.
Well, happy Friday. Hey, look, she's matching our color scheme. Look at that.
Happy Friday.
Think we planned it?
Happy Friday.
How are you?
Happy Friday.
How are you?
What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Wait 1 second, guys, because this is like getting confusing on my phone. I had to get a new phone. Hold on.
Oh, she
Hello. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, guys. Technical difficulties on my end.
It's totally fine.
And like that.
No woes. We're used to
What
the
happened
technical
to
difficulties.
Joanne? You
We're
gonna put it back in there?
yeah. Well, nobody told you to take it off.
We couldn't hear her.
We're so used to the technical difficulties. It's not even funny.
No, we're not.
We're experts with it at this point, right? What is that? What are you
I'm
doing?
wearing a wire.
Oh my
I'm
gosh,
wearing a wire.
he's crazy. Oh my goodness. I feel like we've all gone through situations where there's always somebody in your business that needs to mind their business.
Now, what would the world be like if everybody just minded their own business? What do you think? Is there such a thing? Let's
there will
think
never
about
be
the
such
utopia.
a thing. Because first of
I'm
all,
using the picture
if
you
you
did.
have a mom, your mom is never going to mind her business. Neither is your
Your mom's in my
grandma
business.
or your
Hey,
cousins or your aunties. They're not. It's just not going to happen. Don't
Yeah, but technically, you are your mom's business. So I mean, if people just minded their own, kind of, the closer to the circle, the better. We're gonna bring Joanne back because Joanne is our circle. Hey again, Joanne.
I. I'm your circle.
It sounds a little choppy. Land the chopper.
Can't hear you.
Land the chopper, Joanne.
Can't hear you. There you go.
Okay. Joanne,
Congratulations on a new film. Can you hear us?
Oh, I could hear you clearly. I don't know if you could hear me.
Joanne, get out
My
the predator
phone.
in your house. I can hear him. He's close. No,
It's probably the fan that's behind me. I don't have air conditioner, so you got to bear with the fan.
Wait. We'll try it again. All right, we'll let Joanne.
She laughed so hard. She laughed so
Let
hard.
it work out there. It sounded like she was in a helicopter, or they
It
were
did.
like
It did.
like
It
a science
did. I don't
fiction thing
know.
going on
I felt
behind.
like it's her signal or her microphone. Maybe give her a second, and
Maybe
then
the storm.
she'll come back and
The other day, the kids. I'm sorry, totally off topic, but the kids had like a pause in their studies. The teacher called class early because it was raining in our town, and a lot of people were having connectivity issues. I'm like, what do we all got? Satellite TV? Like what?
No,
it rains and
we have Optimum. We have Optimum, and that's and Optimum sometimes go out. And this week,
shout out to Optimum. Everybody is not on Optimum.
Not working.
All these people in all these households were not all on Optimum. That's not what happened.
But I'm just saying,
and we are not disparaging anyone's service.
If they live
thoughts
in this
expressed
area,
here do not belong to.
Hold on.
Facebook
if you live in this area, they'd most likely have Optimum. What are you talking about? If it's our school, there is no choices. That's our only choice. There is no other. And Optimum has cleared the market in this area. It's the only provider. We can't wait till another provider comes in this area. Because,
I didn't say that.
But it's the truth.
I love Optimum.
Yeah. Me no.
Joanne's not on Optimum.
I am not on Optimum. I'm on Liberty.
No voice. She has such a beautiful voice, and we can't hear any of it because all.
I don't know what's going on with my phone.
Disconnect the microphone. Oh, she muted it. Muted JoJo.
She can't talk to us if
disconnect the microphone. See if it's the microphone or the headset. Sometimes
we're gonna do tech support live. We're live.
I don't know. Can you hear me now better?
Oh, there you are.
Could you hear me better now?
No, you're not.
No, ma'am.
No.
Still sad again.
Oh.
Now still can't hear you.
We're not doing that. No, it's enough. It's enough. We tried, Joanne. You tried. We tried.
Bye,
that's her.
Bye, JoJo. Oh, that's our JoJo.
We left the track.
I
don't remember where we were. We were minding each other's business. We was minding Joanne's business, minding her technical issues.
We was all in JoJo's business. Sorry, JoJo, we all in your business. No, listen. JoJo said she had enough of people being in people's business.
Moral of the story. Any parting thoughts for people?
Parting thoughts. Try your best in 2021 not to be so sensitive about what other people say or about what other people are doing. Encourage all, no matter what, even if you don't agree. It's none of your business. It ain't your life. That's my advice.
I can't even follow that. So live your best life. Stay thirsty, my friends.
Stay thirsty.
And we're going to catch you on the flip.